Hey, good morning, everyone. Let me get my microphone over here. Good morning, everyone. It's Louisa. It's Friday. It's non-farm payroll. It's normally a day I don't trade, but anyway, this morning I thought I would look for a setup. I've got some positive trades, and I also have a few negative trades, and I just want to go through a recap with you this morning. Overall, the profitable trades, I think it was 190 points, and then if I remove the points from the trades that did not work out, is probably around 50. I didn't do like the exact math, but anyway, I want to take you through them. First of all, I overtraded, so that's a negative. 2, I was a little impatient this morning. That's a negative. On the positive side, once I settled into the morning and took a look to see kind of what price was doing and where liquidity was, once I settled into it, then I took 2 really great trades. One of the trades was 151 points, and then the first trade was 39 points. So I'm still trying to work out kind of what my strengths and weaknesses are. And definitely today is a tricky day to trade just because of, we got Powell speaking at 11:25 and non-farm payroll. So with that, we'll get into the trade and let's take a look and see what happened here. Try and make my screen as big as possible. I'm starting here on the 5-minute time frame, and I want to walk you through what happened overnight. We had Asia and London both ranged. They accumulated, which is not surprising given that today, we've got non-farm payroll and Powell speaking. So this to me is anticipated. Early morning, price dropped down, and it came down to my weekly level. This dotted line here is my weekly level. And so when the morning started, here's our 9:30 start. And the way that I set up my chart, make it just a little bit bigger here. The way that I set up my chart is I was looking for the 5-minute candle high and the 5-minute candle low. Price was jumping around. I took, my first trade was a loss. I'm going to show that to you shortly. And price was showing some weakness. Above here, we had our opening range gap. Let me just drop that onto the chart for you, just so you can get a sense of, that was the opening range gap. Now, it would have been nice if price had come up to the 50%, but price was very weak. So my first trade was going short, and I took a loss. And then I just calmed the heck down and looked for trades to come to me. We took the first fair value gap here, ICT's first fair value gap here, and a breaker started to form. So we'll go down onto the 1 minute so you can see exactly where the breaker formed and then where I took the other trades. So we have our first presented fair value gap. Price came above it, then came below it, and then here is the bearish breaker. So we have a high, a low, a higher high, the lower low. I mean, it could have come down here or here. It doesn't really matter. So this yellow portion here, I'm going to get rid of the opening range gap since it didn't materialize. We didn't trade into it. So we'll just get rid of that for now. So we formed a bearish breaker block, and we also had this SIBI. So price came down, came back up into the SIBI, and then proceeded to drop. Now, my first trade, I was disappointed with myself because my whole process is being able to hold the trades longer. I did not hold this trade very long. I entered the trade here, this little circle here, and I exited here. So price came down. I had pyramided out of a couple of contracts, and then my last contract, when I saw the price was reversing. This is where I made my mistake. I had a clear outline of where liquidity was. Liquidity was resting down here at the weekly and the pre-market low. I felt very strongly about price coming down here, but when price started to come reverse back up into this bearish fair value gap, I got uncomfortable. And this is my problem. This is like what I'm really trying to work on, is being very firm in my mind that this is where liquidity is, and I just need to calm the heck down and stay in the trade. So I ended up exiting here, but we can see that price came up into this fair value gap and then dropped, and it would have come right to my target, to my terminus, and in fact below. So here was 39 points, and I'll show you this trade. 39 points. This is on my live account. I'll come back to this in a second, but I'll show you my very cool trade. So you know that I trade breakers a lot. It's my bread and butter, and you'll know if you've watched my videos that we know that price comes back into a breaker and often gives you like another opportunity to take a trade. So when price came down here, I was just watching, and then when price hit the pre-market low, came above it, retested it, that's when I went long. I went long right here. It was a beautiful entry, and I just felt very confident that price was coming right back into the bearish breaker. I didn't anticipate how fast it would come back into the breaker. This was a 150 point trade, 150 points, and I think I had 3 contracts, but we'll check that in a second. And I'll tell you how fast this trade happened. So my entry was at about 11 o'clock, and then the exit was at 11:04. So it was like 4 minutes. This is the kind of trade that I was just so happy to be on the right side of. Oftentimes I see, you know, these trades and they go without me. But now if Powell was not speaking this morning, I would have looked for another trade from the bearish breaker, perhaps back down to this low. But because Powell is speaking, I'm obviously not going to be in the trade. It's 11:28 now. So Powell is speaking at 11:25. Okay, so here are let me just put the math up here, the execution labels. Here was my first disappointment. I went low. I think the first one I was maybe $100 profit, but my second trade I lost. I think it was around $250. Here is where I entered. Whoops. Excuse me. Let me make this nice and big. Okay, here's where I entered. I sold 3 here at 18,062 and bought back 1 at 18,012, and then I bought back the last one the last 2 at 18,023. So that was a total of 39 points, not 39 trades. There we go, 39 points. Price came down, and I was just kicking myself. I was just kicking myself, because if I had stayed in that trade, that would have been from 18,062 down to, let's say, terminus of 17,822. That would have been 240 points. And I knew that price was going there. Like anyway, you can see I'm making some progress, but it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. Okay, so then I entered again to go long here. Price was not ready to go long, so I took a little loss here, and then this was at the point where I entered at 17,862, and I exited at right up here at 18,013. So 18,013 subtract 17,862, 151 points. Obviously, you know, we're in a very volatile day, and that really made price fly. It's always great when you're on the right side of that kind of that kind of trade. But equally, it's super, super important to have your stop loss in place, because you can have your face ripped off on these kinds of trades. Again, I need to trade less. I need to be a little more patient when the market opens. So I think what I'm going to do for the next few months is I'm going to resist taking those opening trades between 9:30 and 9:45, and I'm going to wait for 9:50. I'm just going to wait for that initial chatter to calm down a bit, and then look for my entries. So overall, my entries were 5-minute break of structure to the downside, inverted fair value gap, breaker block with clear liquidity below. So anyway, that's those are my trades for the day. I won't be trading this afternoon. It's Friday. There's other things to do. I look forward to listening to Powell, and I'm sure he's pretty frustrated with what's happening with Trump. And anyway, I'd like to hear in the comment section how you guys did today, and if you have any strategies to help keep me flexing that muscle to stay in the trades when I'm really, really sure where liquidity is, like as sure as I can be, right? It's not 100%. But if you guys can drop any of your comments in, because I'm sure we share similar challenges when it comes to trading. So anyway, have a beautiful weekend. Looking forward to next week, getting away from non-farm payroll. And I will see you guys Monday morning for live trading. Alrighty then. Peace out. Have an amazing day. Bye for now.